we got a chance to talk with Coach Sutherland, head coach of the Bartram Trail Bears, as well as the athletic director, Ben Wendell, about their program. They have such great athletics there, and we got the insight into their football season. I'm Courtney Wagner, and this is In the Game. I'm here with head football coach of Bartram Trail High School, Mr. Daryl Sutherland. Thank you for having us.
My pleasure.
So I know you all have a big upcoming season this year, but let's talk real quick. How was your last season's record and playoff situation?
Was really pleased with the guys. You know, we strive for getting better every single week. Our motto is Semper Virtus, which is always excellence, and we really want to try and pursue getting better every day. And we felt like, you know, that maybe we had a few bumps in the road early in the season, but we're really peaking towards playoff time and made a good deep run in the playoffs. And I was really proud of the guys for continuing to stay on that path.
Sure, absolutely. And what are your goals for now this upcoming season?
Well, I know it sounds like coach speak and kind of, you know, the cliche things, but that's the same thing. We want to keep getting better every day. You know, we try and grade the practice film. We look at the game films every week, and we go say, okay, are we making steady improvement? See where we are, and then say, okay, what do we need to do to get better? And we try and set those milestones so we can really continually make improvement.
And I know you mentioned too, you all have a lot of good returners. You all have 40 seniors. Tell me a little bit about some key players.
Well, that's the nice thing is it's hard to point out key guys, is that we have so many guys that are contributors. You know, we return so many guys on offense from our perimeter, you know, the receivers, running back, quarterbacks, the guys that have really valuable playoff playing experience. I have a couple of the O-linemen that are back. On defense, we have some really key guys that are back as well. So it's really hard to point out because that was one of the nice things in the playoffs. We had a couple of guys that had, you know, round one, they had huge games and lots of yards and lots of points or lots of tackles or whatever it was. And then it was a different group of guys the next week. And that's one of the things that's so much fun about coaching football is it's truly a team sport.
And it's great when your bench is so deep as it is. What would you say is your team's biggest strength going into this season?
I'd say really it's a couple things. One is the physicality. We've got a group of guys that, as I said, they've been multiple year starters, and they kind of get how that, you know, being physical, being aggressive, playing kind of that fearless, fast football because they know what they're doing. They've gained a lot of confidence because of their preparation. And so I'd say that's a strength, that ability to go fast and go hard. And then I think the teamwork. This is a group that really enjoys working together.
And that makes a huge difference overall. And what would you say maybe compared to some past seasons? I know you've said you've been here, is it 17 years?
17 years, right.
Quite a long while. What do you think is your biggest area of improvement?
Well, you know, it's funny. That's one of the things that's really fun, I think, about coaching high school football is you get guys when they're coming in as 14-year-olds and they're leaving as you know, hopefully as men built for others, what we talk about all the time. And so it's a continual cycle. You know, we see the same things over and over again, but it's new for that group of young men every time. And so the different stages of high school age young men and their development. To me, that's one of the things that's really fun and rewarding about coaching high school age students. But this group, I feel like they've done a good job of getting the bigger picture. You know, we feel like they really get that it's about more than just themselves. That it's about team, but it's also about the school and the community, and really trying to use the talents they've been blessed with to make the world around them better, which I know sounds kind of philosophical.
But bigger purpose, it makes sense.
But this group is, I think because they've been playing as on varsity for a couple of years now, I think they get that big picture, or they've gotten a little sooner.
Right, and I know too, you all have a tough district, tough schedule coming up this year. What is the advice you give your players before those big games?
Really the same thing every week. You know, and you're right, we've got a great district, really competitive. Our out of conference or our out of district schedule is really good. That's something that we're excited about. We're playing some of the best teams, not just in our area, but in the state or even in the country in some instances. Is that it's fun to compete against that level of talent every week. But ultimately, we want practice competition to be just as good as anything we see on Friday nights.
Right, and carry that on to the Friday night field.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck to you all and your boys this season, and we can't wait to see you on the field.
Appreciate it.